Hello, my name is Tuing, and today I'm going to present my work for my senior honor project, which is a web development project, um, an online portfolio management system for social work students at Southeast Missouri State University under my advisor, Dr. Ziping Liu. Um, so first, we start with the motivation of the project. Student in the social work program at SEMO must complete a set of standardized in-field assignments, and right now they maintain a binder of physical paper containing their paper along with the teacher assessment. So they must keep the binder throughout their program until they graduate, and this very important for them after graduation and for future employment or future study in the graduate school. So it's kind of important to maintain. However, there are different problems raised from maintaining physical papers. The first problem is incomplete binder at the end of student semester, um, because right now students do everything online. They not well organized, and they often lose papers or they forget to submit paper for grading, leading to incomplete binder. And secondly, right now the administrator of the department have to manually sort through individual assessment paper to collect student score and do the aggregation of student cohort score. This can be a cumbersome process if we have large number of students in the social work program. Thus, this motivated me to design and build a portfolio management system to serve students and faculty and in the social work program. And this will be a part of my senior honor project. After talking to Dr. Dana Branson and Mrs. Katie Ross, for the administrator of the Department of Criminal Justice and Social Work, I wrote an SRS documentation with use cases and use case description, as well as create a prototype for the application. And I also talked to them again to make sure that my design and everything is according to their expectation. So now I am going to present a high-level view of the application. The application have three types of user: the admin, the faculty members, and the student in social work programs. For the admin, they can manage program level data. They can add program to the department to the app. They can add instructor to the program, student courses to the program. They can aggregate student score data. For the faculty members, they can manage assignment, competency. They can manage class level data. For social work students, they can access their assignment, make submission, view grade, as well as share their portfolio to other people such as the employers or their future graduate school. So next, I'm going to present some of the features and what have been done and what not have not been done. First is the login. So the department administrator will be the person who add student and instructor as well as assign them the program. Um, and each added user will have an account um, with and be assigned with their SEMO email address. And they will be assigned with a default password. So in the future, user also need to reset password for security. And based on the user role, the app will redirect the user to their own page. Admin will be redirected to admin page, instructor will be redirected to instructor page, and student will be redirected to student page. Read and write endpoints assigned to user based on their roles. So this is the list of the features that an admin can do, and I have completed the first four features, which is add program, add courses, add student, add instructor to a program, and the last two I was not able to finish. For the fifth one, remove student whose access date until has passed. That will be 7 years after the student joined the program, but administrators still have the ability to change that date. So student submission and assessment will be deleted after that, and only the score are kept for future analytics. For the last feature, admin able to aggregate student score um, in of the student in a cohort. For the faculty members, this is the list of things that the faculty members can do, and almost all the feature I have completed. Um, so um, faculty member first, they can manage the competency. Um, there will be a repository of all competency defined in the program, and they will be able to use this competency in their assignment. And the secondly, teacher can manage and view assignment in an assignment bank. Um, so not all faculties will have the added view, the added right. Most of the teacher will have the view right, and the admin is the person authorized to assign the permission, whether the teacher can edit the competency and assignment or not. However, I right now I every teacher can edit and delete, edit, delete, add competency and assignment in your assignment bank. So that will so the permission things will be the future work. Will be my future work. Um, and um, the teacher also can create classes by providing program, course, year, semester. They can add student to the class as well as add assignment to the class. Um, in addition, teacher can view student submission status. They can download. They can click on the student submission and download student submission. And then it can give evaluation by enter score, giving comment and general comment, giving comment for specific competency, and giving general comment. They can approve or not approve student submission. For the student, they can access portfolio for 7 years after the date they start the program cohort, or may be changed by the administrator. The date can be changed by administrator. So everything related to them after 7 years will be deleted except the score. And this feature is not started. Student can add second email address because after their graduation, they may not be able to use their SEMO email address. So they should have the ability to log in with their second email address. They can access to all assignment assigned to them. They can view the assignment status, associate courses and due date. They can view assignment requirement. They can upload their work if the assignment due date has not passed. So this feature, I only complete the app. Right now, students can upload their work, but under but not under the given condition. I have not added the condition that the assignment due date has not passed. The student can only upload their work if the assignment due date has not passed. Um, and next, they can view their assessment and all of the comments. And lastly, they can share link uh, to other people to access their portfolio, and that is not started and will be the future work too. For the technologies and tool, I use Microsoft.NET for the backend, Angular to build the single page application for the front end, MySQL for database, and Azure for login and token management, for authentication, authorization. And I also plan to use Azure for storage because right now document is stored inside the SQL database, and I would like to use Azure storage, um, and for more flexibility, um, and more usability. Um, and also use Azure I plan to use Azure to host the app as well. But this will come with a cost, and I probably need to talk with the department about this. Um, and for the tools, there are I use the VS Code for as the environment to code, and I use GitHub to maintain to store the code. First, for the admin user, so after the user login as an admin, they enter admin dashboard where first they can add program to the system by enter the program name, like social work in this case, and a pop-up said the program social work has been added. But if they add another social work program, there will be a fail notice. The second feature is to add and remove courses from program. They need to enter the course identification and the course description. And they can delete a course from the program as well. Next, they can add student to an existing program by giving the app with an Excel file of all the first column should be the student name and the second column should be the student SEMO email address, as well as giving the program associating to this student. So here are the list of students defined inside the Excel file, and they are added to a database as well as they are added to Azure Active Directory B2C. So later on, the student can log in with the SEMO email address and a default password. The admin also can edit or delete a student from the app. They can edit like student name, the ASCII key associated to the student, the program that they are in. They can add multiple program, so they can associate the student to multiple program. They can edit the access to system until. An edit has been made to Hannah, and they can also delete a student from the program. Next, the admin can add, edit, delete an instructor. they give an instructor name, an ASCII key associated to instructor, a program, and the permission, whether they only be able to view the assignment and competency or they can edit. So an instructor has been added, and similar to student, instructor will be a record will be added to the SQL database, as well as an account will be created in as an Active Directory B2C. And they also can edit the instructor, such as edit the permission associated to the program, whether the instructor can uh, either edit or view the competency and assignment inside the program. Now change back to edit. So next will be some of the feature that as an instructor of the department, they can do. After the instructor login, they enter the instructor dashboard page. And the first thing they can do is edit and delete a competency. So they need to give a competency number, as well as the competency description, a benchmark, which is the highest score, the score and the description of the score. They can add or delete any score, and they can add the behavior to the competency, and a message after adding successfully, a message notice show in the string. And they can also go back and edit. And if I refresh the page again and I go back to that competency, I should be able to see the update as well. And the instructor can also delete a competency. And next, the instructor can create assignments in assignment bank. They can give assignment a name and give it a requirement by upload a document, as well as adding competency. So each assignment may have multiple competency for evaluation. And inside each competency, the instructor need to customize which behavior will be used to evaluate the student submission. For instance, this competency 3, we use both the behaviors to evaluate the student. Another competency 4, and then select the last behavior to evaluate the student. In competency 5, using O3. And then click at the end, click save. So an assignment has been created. And the teacher can also edit an assignment. They can go back and they can make any edits that they want, such as upload new document or edit the assignment name. They can also make edit on the competency associated to the assignment. So now we have the social justice paper V2, and as we go back, we can see that the assignment requirement document has been changed, and also the behavior also changed. Next, the instructor can create a class. So they can select a program. So the list of the program is the list that added is the program that added by the administrator. They can select the course number, and the course also are all the courses added by the admin, and then the instructor give the session number, the semester, and the year, and then create. A car will be created for every newly created class. And the next thing the instructor can do, they can add students to the class. They can they can give a list of ASCII key, and the system will go to the database and find this student and add this student, associate this student ID to the class ID. So there are two new student add to the class, but it also be able to find that one student right now are not in the system. And the teacher can add assignment that they created before to the class. So they can choose any assignment in the assignment bank and add them to the class. They can set the due date. So the only thing after they add the assignment, the only thing that they need to customize is the due date of the assignment. They can reset again, and it is reflected. So next, the teacher can view student submission. For instance, here we have 3 students um, have not made any submission. So the status here is not started because these 3 students have not submitted their work. And they can click on individual student submission, and there will be no submission. For the student, after the student has logged in, they enter their own view. They can see the assignment that was assigned to them. They can see the status. So this student assigned with the assignment ethics paper for the course Social Work 101 by Dr. Dana Princeton, and with the status not started. They can submit a paper to an assignment. And after they submit, a notice is shown on the screen saying that they have made a submission. And as they made a submission, the status changed to waiting on me. And the teacher can give the student a score. as well as the comment for individual competency and behavior. And they can also give general comment to the student and approve or not approve. The student then can see instructor score and comment. They can see that the status is you can see the status has been changed to approve, and the student can see the teacher comment and score. Last thing I want to talk about is the future work. So my future work, first I need to finish unfinished, a functional requirement, as well as review non-functional requirement. And for each of the feature, I need to enable authorization. So for right now, there is no GAR in front of each of the endpoint in the backend, so everyone can send a request to any of the endpoint right now. But I need to add so that for each endpoint, it will check if the token is valid, and also the role to make sure certain role can access certain endpoint. And secondly, I need to review UI and UX. Some of the UI element I'm not really satisfied with, so I need to make changes. Um, and then I need to review accessibility of the app and make necessary changes. Also, I need to create test cases, make do manual test, and fix bugs if there is any. And then for the feature, I also need to add documentation for general user, for any add any additional detail in case they can reference. And next, I need to replace so replace to use the as a storage to store document like student submission document, assignment requirement document, um, and also I need to host the app on in some way and then deliver to the end user. Lastly, I may need to discuss about maintenance plan. I probably will keep contact. I think I will keep contact with the department in case in the future if there's any mm, detected happen, bug happen, and they can help them to fix it. I probably also need to create a dev environment and a production environment, um, so that any changes may in the future not mess up is not messed up in the production. And that's it for my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention and have a great day.